So, good morning to everyone. I, Balak Das Kurmi, welcome you all on behalf of ISF College of Pharmacy Moga in the ISFCP Dialogue Series under the aegis of IQAC and IIC of ISF College of Pharmacy Moga. So, today we have Professor B.N. Sinha sir as our expert speaker for the day. So, welcome you, sir. This is the brief introduction of Sinha sir. Professor B.N. Sinha sir is involved in teaching, research, and academic administration for last 14 years. He joined BIT Mesra in September 1983 after completing M.Com from IIT BHU. Professor Sinha sir is holding the post of professor for last more than 15 years. He has had opportunity to contribute toward development of his development department and the institute while working as professor and head of farm science and technology BIT Mesra Ranchi, coordinator NAC and NBA, chairman CAS, Director, IQAC, Coordinator, AICTQIP, and etc. His research interests include drug discovery with natural and synthetic leads, using modern analytical technique and software in the area of antiviral drug, anti-cancer drug, anti-tubercular drug, and many more. He has guided 23 PhD students successfully. All are well placed in India and abroad also. He has two patents and more than 125 publications in Journal of Repute with high impact factor to his credit. He has been the Indian PI of two Indo-German, one Indo-UK, Indo-Singapore, and other DST, UGC, ICT, ICAR sponsored R&D projects. Professor Sinha sir has been the PhD and M.Com thesis examiner for more than a dozen universities in India. Besides this, he has delivered significant number of lectures on drug discovery and pedagogy with leadership in higher education. He had opportunity to work for PCI AICT while being on their expert and inspectors panel. He has availed opportunity to travel around a few universities in Germany, France, Austria, Switzerland, UK, Singapore, and Indonesia in connection with collaboration, visit, and invited lectures. So I welcome you, sir, on behalf of ISF College of Pharmacy Moga, and I request to Pooja ma'am to few say word about this program. Pooja
Thank you,
ma'am,
Dr.
please.
Balak. Thank you so much. Sir, actually, a very good morning to you. And it's really a matter of pride for us that such an eminent personality, Dr. Sinha, he is with us today. And it's really, it's a, मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रही सर कि मैं आपका स्वागत कैसे करूं. It's really a big deal for us that you are there for us today. And sir, your talk would be definitely beneficial for all of us and all the teaching fraternity because you are just like a banyan tree for us, like we all budding teachers. And thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation to come up on this platform of dialogue series. And as Dr. Balak has already told that we are conducting dialogue series with the such eminent personalities pan India. And thank you so much once again with folded hands that you have accepted our invitation. Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Balak.
Okay, so today topic of tech is pedagogical concept and leadership in higher education by Professor Sinha sir. So I request to sir, please proceed for the same. Please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Balak and Dr. Pooja Chawla. Very good morning to all of you who are connected with me at this moment on this platform, which has been given to me by IFS Moga. At the outset, I am thankful to the management of IFS, Chairman Mr. Praveen Garg, Principal Professor Gupta, and Vice Principal Dr. R.K. Naran, along with our dynamic coordinator, Dr. Balak Das Kurmi and Dr. Pooja Chawla to support. Thank you so much. Of course, it is always a pleasure for a teacher to interact with a student and colleagues in and around, whether it is India, abroad, or anywhere. So really we feel so much so happy here at this moment to see my own students connected with me at the moment who are doing very well in their chosen profession in academia, corporate, or whatsoever. So I am equally thankful to each one of you to be with us at this morning today. This topic, of course, it is not my core area. Basically, I am a medicinal chemist, but situation compelled me to learn and practice this very important area of education. While working as director, internal quality assurance cell, I was coordinator NBA, NAC, and many other things. I got opportunities to attend many programs at Administrative Staff College of India, Hyderabad, where those IPS, IS people undergo training. Administrative Staff College of Engineering, that is also in Hyderabad, and many other programs here and there, some executive program conducted by AICTO. The flavor of all these things is our religion. Religion, by religion, I don't mean the religion which we have like Hinduism or these or that. Once you are in a teaching, you have adopted a religion. So, how far we are justifying our responsibility in this religion? Because this practice will lead to make you tomorrow's priest. Who are the priests? They are our academic leaders. So, actually, our society needs academic leaders. These leaders will be coming from you only. Who knows, one of you tomorrow will become vice chancellor, director, principal, and whatsoever. So it's all our fundamental learning which gives a shape to each one of us. What I am telling you today, it's the earning of my almost 40 years of rigorous hard work which I have put here and there, and I have learned. Whatever I'm going to share with you, many of things are my personal experience, and that is very meaningful at the moment, particularly for young teachers and those students who aspire to be a pedagogue. Pedagogue means the people who are involved in preaching, who are involved in giving lesson. In simple words, we call teacher. Pedagogues, so that is the reason we call it pedagogue. Pedagogy is a very important aspect, irrespective of whether you are a pharmacy teacher, history, Sanskrit, geography, or whatsoever. Pedagogy, again, it relates to all these branches, and we need to understand and practice. And practice. That is very important. So, without taking much time, I go to my slides, and with the help of few slides, of course, I have been given half an hour time. So, I'm little afraid of whether I will be able to complete and conclude this talk within half an hour. If I exceed, will it be permissible, Dr. Balak?
No problem, sir.
Okay,
You can.
thank you. Thank you so much. Because, this, I mean, this is a very vast topic which cannot be justified even in 2, 3 hours. But when I got half an hour time, I thought I request you that, okay, if I exceed the limit, I please bear with me and cooperate so that I could conclude my talk.
Definitely, sir.
So, can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I was talking to you, that it's a small attempt from me, as I told you, apart from my core research area, to get you inspired, to inculcate, and get you all sensitized towards this topic, which is what we are calling like pedagogy and this leadership in higher education. These two things I have tried to club together because the people who are involved in pedagogy today, tomorrow you are going to become academic leader. So the way we give a good foundation, naturally the building will be very strong and building will be very committed to their what you call challenges. Now the question comes, your chosen profession, our chosen profession and timeline, whether you are in pharmacy or engineering or dental science or whatever I told you, it's a general discussion. It is important. I mean, I'm thankful to you, the IFS Moga, that they are conducting this kind of program for the awareness of everybody, all the people involved in teaching and academic leadership. So, your chosen profession is very important, my dear friends, and fixing a timeline. Because when you are young, 25, 30 years old, in my case, I tell you, it was my choice to join teaching and research. Of course, I had an admission for PhD at University of Duquesne, Pittsburgh in US, and of course, due to some reason, I didn't go, and I landed at BIT Mesra long back in 1983 when I was only 25 years old, and now I'm approaching 65. So you don't know, this is my journey of almost 40 years with lot of hardship, but ultimately the end is very pleasant, and I'm very happy to my decision which I had taken in 1983. My dear friends, your chosen profession is very important, and you must fix a short-term guideline, I mean your achievement and long-term achievement. Where do you want to see after 5 years down the line, after 10 years down the line? Because unless you fix a timeline, probably you will go astray. Next question comes, your profession, whether you have come by your choice, by your compulsion, or is it a stopgap arrangement? Unless you answer these three questions, probably my lecture doesn't hold good. This lecture is going to support or get supported by the people who have joined this profession by choice, and they are going to take accept this religion, adopt this religion. I told you, this is not teaching, it's a religion, irrespective of your caste, color, creed. Even today, I'm connected with one of my Botswana student, Botswana, he was here. He is such a wonderful teacher today in London, and he is always connected, as obedient as he was those days in 80s. For example, in your case, I give this example because this is the platform of pharmaceutical sciences and technology, or many other branches, as I told you. So, what are the major options? You have got two umbrellas, academia and corporate. Naturally, corporate is the very big umbrella in, I mean, comprising lot many branches. In academia also we have got many sub branches. So that you have to decide, in the beginning with a very clear cut, clear and frank opinion. After this decision, I will request you, I will suggest you to think for a minute on this title, Universal Human Values. My dear friends, whether you are an assistant professor, whether you are a professor, whether you are a managing director, whether you are a general manager, universal human values will never leave you, and it is the key factor behind your success. And many a times, due to our own what you call these days, we are calling it modern culture. I'm not against this, but the thing is, our fundamentals are very important. We must not forget our root. Whatever you become in life, your root is very important. We must humbly acknowledge the givings what we have got from our ancestor and all. So these universal human values is a bundle of so many things. which we get through education. Education is not just academics, but understanding and improving other life skill, underline it, other life skill, and to be a useful good teacher. You see, I take this kind of discussion for our, lecture for our newcomers in the BIT. Universal Human Value these days, even AICTE has made it mandatory for the those first year students and all. You see, the sense of gratitude, thankfulness, humble nature. Many a student, even if from the podium, I have told my student, you see, teacher taught relations should not be commercialized. If I am teaching you in third year, you wish me morning, evening. I am not teaching you in fourth year. You stop wishing me. No, this is not the path. This is not the religion. Religion says that it is your duty. Teacher taught relation. Even today, I take time to meet my 92, 93 years old teacher whenever sometimes he refers that, my B stands for बारिज. बारिज तुम बहुत बड़े आदमी बन गए. मैं बोला, sir, I am the smallest बारिज which you have seen in 1965. So, unless you are so humble, probably everywhere you will have a lot of problems. Professionalism is part of professional self. Your self image, esteem, motivation, and your task perception. Whatever role you are playing, a role of teacher, a role of a student, a role of technician, a role of director, you must understand. And accordingly, you have to work out for future perspectives as well. Participatory relationship for collaborative and cooperate. Collaboration and cooperation. These are another two very important element of human, what do you call, values, universal human values. And this you try to establish among your colleagues, your stakeholders. By your stakeholders, I mean primarily our students, guardians, recruiters, and the people in our society who live nearby, who want to get some benefit out of their hard work. So we have got, these are the four different levels of professional activity. You are interacting, you are taking care, partnership, knowledge base, etc., etc. All of us need to be identified. Many a times I have said, you see, let us don't suffer from identity crisis. People in organization, they are suffering from identity crisis because if some promotion has been given to my next colleague, you feel that no, I have been over bypassed. Why don't you look into your, why don't you introspect that what you are doing and how he is better or she is better, or how good you are or how bad you are. That introspection is important. You feel valued when you get identified. You feel respected, and that gives you a lot of confidence. And this kind of empowerment is required. This kind of empowerment is required. We are talking empowerment of women empowerment or this empowerment and that. What is it? It is a sense of confidence we try to in, instill among our people. What is human empowerment? We are trying to instill confidence among our partners that we are equally important, you are more important. We cannot go along. We cannot go alone. So this kind of thing is there. And all these things you should have a passion for the work, and ultimately that all leads to improved professional status. Having all these things, you keep researching a leadership position. You keep, because you are a leader. You are a leader in your home, you are a leader in your college, you are a leader in your society, everywhere. This is the network of your professional identity. Professional identity is a blend which depends upon all these factors. In case of academia, I have given this example: curriculum and pedagogy, very important. All the colleges are having their own curriculum, but they are having different kind of pedagogy. I have met, I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of teachers. Many a times I have conducted many quality improvement program. I have asked my teachers, young teachers. So you see, what's your program? One teacher told me like 10, 15 years ago, sir, I'm here for 2, 3 months because I have applied for torrent in Ahmedabad. Probably I will join. So sir, it is a stopgap arrangement. So I'm not getting much interest. This is, if you are thinking that you are very suitable stuff for corporate world, better you try to grooming yourself in that for this kind of thing. So this professional identity, but everywhere you require professional identity. I think you all will agree with me that professional identity is very, very, very important. We all want. When we are assistant professor, we wish that principal should depute me for some work. When we are senior professor, my junior lecturers, they feel that I should be noticed by my senior so that I will get good things. So your identity is very important. Now it depends upon you. How do you want to become? How do you want to act? How do you want to understand yourself and the people around? Teachers, we are talking at academia. Teachers' identity is negotiated through experience. Very important. It is not applicable only for teachers, even for a managing director. It is negotiated through their experience and the sense that is based upon his and her experience. The way I look at any situation today after spending 45, 46 years in this profession, probably a newcomer will not look at. So it all due to our experience, and that is called maturity. Many colleges I have seen, that they have seen four professors, eight associate professor, and so many. So the professor was only 35 years old or 32 years old. I mean, I just asked the management that for the namesake you have made them professor. Really, you feel you know the meaning of professor? You know the meaning of how to profess? You, all of you, please look into it. Profess. What is profess? The people who are expert in professing, they become professor. So we are why we are trying to dilute the quality of our system. That issue. So the most important question is: let us introspect. Let us introspect. Who am I? Who am I? Try to understand, whether you are suitable for this, that, or something else. We, all of us, want to get converted from invisible to visible. Don't you agree with me? Yeah. Invisible to visible. When we start our career, we are practically invisible. But we want to be identified. We want to be visible. So your confidence, make it. And your confidence, it will give you that you are not only visible, rather you are being heard also. Huh? In one class is full for the same course by one teacher. In other class is half. Why? Why a particular teacher is so popular? Why other is not so popular? That is very important. So linking professionalism with your quality is a very important, what you call, a small component in this whole discussion. Try to link with your quality initiatives with your professional things. Quality is a very, I think it is a intangible. Many a times we can measure, many a times we can sense. What is quality? It is the totality of characteristics of an entity, anything that bear on its ability to satisfy stated and implied needs. In our case, all the time I am giving my example since I am coming from academia. What they expect good teaching, they expect a good job, they expect all these things from me. So, what happens? Quality is nothing but it's a ratio of your performance and the stakeholders' expectation. If a stakeholders' expectation is very high, you need to have very good performance. Very good performance. So this performance is directly related to quality. numerator performance. So your performance is very important that you please mind. You have been talking about total quality management in quality assurance papers. You might be teaching also total quality management in this, you know. Excuse me, 1 minute. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Slides are
Yes,
visible. Slides are visible.
Yes, sir. Slides are also visible.
Okay. So I was talking about total quality management. Everywhere we need quality. You are buying a car, you are buying a cloth, you are buying some instrument or whatsoever, and we look at TQM. Huh? You are looking for uh, zero error, zero error. But in education, what we are doing? So we need total quality management in our education system also, and for that, teaching and learning strategies should be looked at. This gives rise to pedagogy. Pedagogy is nothing but it's a strategy of instruction and the art of teaching. Correct use of teaching strategies is pedagogy. So all of you should be aware what kind of teaching strategy we have. Teacher's quality is the most important factor affecting a student's achievement and success. Quality of a teacher. I don't say who is bad, who is good, who is the best. It is to groom ourselves. I have seen many teachers who are not so good initially, but today they are so popular because they are so popular in on all the fronts. They are involved in academics, they are involved in administration, and who knows, tomorrow they are going to take care of the institute as well. Try to be high performer. Always, my dear friends, try to be high performer. A high performing teacher always gives something more than that. But I know many of my colleagues, my student, I mean the teachers around are today people, 5 modules okay, 4 modules were over, fifth was okay, it is a self assignment or something like this. To always try to give good lesson, maximum discussion with a student for which you will be remembered in years to come. So always try to be high performer. You know this. This is a very established quote. Mediocre teacher tells, good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, and the great teacher inspires. You all try to inspire your student, inspire your colleagues around. To tomorrow you'll become principal or vice chancellor. You try to inspire people. Huh? Don't no, that is very important. Then only you will be successful. So teacher taught relation is very important, and it's a development is mutual and vice versa. They affect each other. Learn from learners. This is not my statement. This is the statement of great educationists. No, God, instruction begins when you, the teacher, learn from your learners. Don't you feel that many of the things which you had not learned in your school days, college days, you have learned while teaching in the class? You have not understood those days, but you have understood today when you went to the class to teach something, whether it is a spectroscopy, whether it is a formulation or pharmacology or whatsoever. Put yourself in his or her place so that you may understand their challenges. That is very important. So don't look from only other perspective. Their perspective is important. Teacher and taught development, as I told you, it's mutual, and Focus teaching on learners. You are handling a class where the students are scoring 30%, scoring more than 50%. At the same time, your classes have fewer students scoring 90%. So you have to decide that what kind of learner you have, what is the pace of their learning, which I have tried to show with the help of these three pictures: tortoise, rabbit, and deer. You have to decide, and depending upon this learning pace, you have to be you have to decide your teaching style based upon their learning style, using sensory, intuitive, visual, auditory, kinesthetic mode of teaching. It's a very big topic. If time permits, maybe we can meet later to define and exemplify all these things in our day-to-day life. At the moment, I'm just giving you these terminologies. You can have it, you look at it. Inductive, deductive, active, reflective. Reflective, at least a very simple word. Sequential and global. Sequential inside, and that makes it global tomorrow. So, being a teacher, we are all teaching mechanic. A mechanic has got a lot of what you call wrenches and screwdrivers and calipers. What you have in our toolbox? Subject, our expertise, our method. Each teacher is unique. Each teacher is unique. I tell you that I gave you example. Why one class is full, other class is not. Technology employed in teaching these days, this generation is so fortunate that a lot of technology is there. Earlier there was nothing, we are preparing hands-on what you call transparencies and putting on the overhead projector. Sometimes it was being projected, sometimes it was not. We have seen that period, we are seeing this period also. We are a very fortunate generation. So you should have some sweet in your toolbox. Not exactly sweet, I mean sweets in terms of appreciation, encouragement. Appreciation is very important thing that gives test. As good spices makes your food very tasty. Your appreciation makes the whole thing very interesting. Your encouragement, you are a principal, your colleague is coming, sir, I have published a paper. You encourage him. Okay, okay, very good. It's a impact factor one, no problem. Tomorrow you'll have publication in a high impact factor journal. Always encourage. Don't be frugal in your words. वचनम किम दरिद्रम, वचन से दरिद्र नहीं होने का. Always try to appreciate people, encourage people, your student, your colleague, your employees, your domestic health, your family members. If you don't appreciate the food served on the dining table, you know what is the condition in your home. I know everybody. No sadism. Don't practice sadism. Sadism is something like, you know that he or she is doing very good, but you are not appreciating. So that's why I told you this kind of habit is a sadistic attitude. Let us don't suffer from sadism. A lot of sadism I have seen in and around. Of course, I cannot remove it from society, but unless I can talk. So even if I get a result of 5-10%, I think I will be successful. My dear friends, as I'm connecting to many of you as a teacher, but I told you this module is not applicable only to teacher, many other, but I'm just reflecting my discussion on this. Teacher, when I say you are not a person who is going to teach in the class, you are a multi-actor. Multi-actor, you have got many roles to play. You are a mentor, you are a student assessor, you are a facilitator, you are a role model, very important. You are a practical teacher, lecturer, organizer, resource material creator. You must be uploading your what do you call PPT on these. You are creating your own sites, website. These days, a lot of digital things are coming. So, how many roles? At the moment, we are restricting our discussion for pedagogy and administration. So, Even then, you have to go through this cycle. Need to be a very good planner. What department, what kind, you are a director, you are a principal of this department. Where do you see your department? All program accredited by NBA, institute accredited by NAC. You have to plan from today. I started NPA of my department in 2014, and ultimately it was the visit was done in 2016. But we got 5 years accreditation. 5 years accreditation is the maximum which is given to any institute, any program by the NBA. So it was all hard work of our people and the thing. A teacher should be wonderful in communication. Communication. Many of you might be feeling innovation in when you join the profession, but you have to get out of it. Always be flexible and try to guide your mentee. You are all mentor, guide mentee. Always be honest in your answers. If you don't know something in the class, there is no hesitation. My dear students, tomorrow we'll discuss. Let me refer books, let me refer journals. No issue. It's not a, you don't make it a prestige issue sometimes. I have seen many teachers who makes it a prestige issue if some students ask something or he or she could not answer, and in turn they started troubling their student. No, my dear friends. In this religion, it should not be permissible. I am not a preacher, but I request you, you will be very happy at the end of the day. Be approachable. Always be approachable. Many a times I have seen many teachers sitting in their office, the rooms, and the students are waiting outside. 5 students, I was passing thereby. I said, what happened? No, I have to meet my professor. He is talking to someone, or he is having a meeting with someone, and he is keeping us a stand for hours together. No, my dear friends, you are a teacher, behave like a teacher. Be simple. You are not an IS officer in secretariat. You go to secretariat, you will never meet. You will be able to meet your officer. Everybody will say, "Come on Monday." Monday never comes in secretariat. This kind of thing. We are not in that kind of profession, so we should have supportive, good listening, proper. Quality and all. Permit to a process. Always permit to a process. Many teachers I have seen, I tell you my experience. Even my today in my department, I have got 20-25 people. Even the head of department has been my oldest student, whom I taught right from first semester. So with all this experience, I can tell you, always try to follow to a process. Give them opportunity to talk. Otherwise, sometimes it will come that recruiters will come to your office, and a 9 pointer student was not selected. Why? Because the recruiter said he did not open his mouth in the interview. I have got this answer. Why? Because he was very expert, he was talented while writing examination, scoring marks, but he could not develop his personality. He could not express himself. He could not present himself. That is not a good. Try to work interdependently, independently, and interdependently. I hope you understand the difference. Pre-lecture planning, don't go blank. Try to understand the pulse of the class. Be analytical. See, simplify, exemplify, and elaborate. This is a fundamental of any subject. You need to improve your preparation, and ultimately it will lead to make you innovative teacher. When you have a very good communication, you will enjoy. The audience will be always around to listen you. You don't need to invite people. The moment it is on the notice board that Professor so and so will take a give a talk in auditorium this evening, you will see before you arrive in the auditorium is full. जिसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, खचाखच भर गया. Many a times it happens in our day-to-day life also. So, communication. What kind of communication? This is to make you understand. Cliché conversation. Very simple. How are you? Have a nice day. Very formal. Something more than that, a small talk. Something about weather, TV, current affair, etc. Even more intense, facts and opinions, like, oh, BJP, Congress, these, that comes under level 3, facts and opinions. But ultimately you come to, after that you come to the next level, level 2, emotion and feeling. Emotion and feeling. You have got few friends, you have got family, where you exchange all these things. But the most important level, level 1, is peak communication, which you do with your intimate friends, your spouse, your children. So now we have to decide, in our society, in our department, in your organization, what kind of communication wavelength you are following. Even this is going to make you popular. It is going to make you disciplined. Many a times I feel like talking much to a person, but I restrict, because that is the need of the situation. That is the need of the disciplinary situation. I need to keep myself little reserved. Many a times it happens. So we have to learn all these things with time. For all these things, my dear friends, you need, nobody is born with this character. You need some training. And this training will lead to competence. Competence is nothing but we acquire from the training. Competence, we acquire from the good training. So it's a part of training, my dear friends. It's an application of knowledge, skill, and behavior. As knowledge, skill, and behavior. Your behavior every day you might be observing behavior of your student, behavior of your people and around. This 5S theory is very important. Sorting out, you know how to sort out. Systematic arrangement, always try to be systematic in your day-to-day work, at your home, in your drawing room, in your kitchen, in your lab, in your laboratory, everywhere. A spick and span, clean, serene atmosphere. I cannot expect serene atmosphere everywhere, in this what you call growing world, where there is no tree. I just give this thing from my perspective, because I am sitting in a campus, 800-acre campus, full of jungle and trees. So this is what I am enjoying, this serene atmosphere for last 40-45 years. Self-discipline, that is a very important thing, with lot of common sense. With lot of common sense, but I'm sorry to say that common sense is something which is sometimes very uncommon, which is not very common. Let us just stick to this statement. For this, I try to bring a model for to make you understand. It's called meta mind model, or meta mind management. It's a management, industrial management, financial management, what you call system management. It is meta mind management. Meta mind management is something about our own management. What is this model? This is the excellence. These practices are excellence centered happiness. Meta mind is nothing but it is excellence centered happiness, which you try to give. Excuse me.
बेस्ट कुछ नहीं करना है सर बेस्ट टीचर में आई वांट टू गिव आपका इयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस मुझे एग्जैक्ट चाहिए बेस्ट टीचर अवार्ड में आई एम पुटिंग नॉट इन पीएचडी इन बेस्ट टीचर 40 ना 40.5 ऐसा कुछ नहीं 40 years 3 months का अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर
And second thing, अभी इससे पहले आप क्या बात की?
नहीं वो पीएचडी वाला में अनिमेश का 2 है इसलिए अनिमेश को उसमें देना पड़ रहा है पीएचडी सुपरवाइज्ड उसका 2 है इस ईयर में 22-23 ये बेस्ट टीचर का आपके इयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस पे बेस्ट टीचर आते हैं
और क्या क्या है?
और है नंबर ऑफ पब्लिकेशंस number highest impact factor.
Across all the department or each department?
Each department has to give different categories, different teachers in different categories.
But the teacher will be one.
Only one. In
all
each category, one has to be nominated. So in best teacher, I am nominating you because it's wanting only the years of experience. And as also you are the best teacher too.
How do you feel like? Sorry for the interruption. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes. So
Yes.
I was talking about meta mind management. Metamind management is something for excellence centered happiness. We need to be excellent, and that leads to happiness. What else you want? Ultimately, our aims and objective is to become happy. So this is very productive. It gives permanence, very powerful pervasiveness, a spread. It spreads. You are known. How many times, I had met someone in Chandigarh, he was pervasive. Try to become like this. People centricity. All these are the different components of metamind, which is guided by our excellence, guided by these values. Values, how do you feel? How do you think? How do you say? And how do you do? Model of metamind management. That is a mental pattern and mindsets. We are all born in different families, different culture, having with different background, but these things we can practice when you join a common platform. This is the framework of metamind management, which leads to give knowledge, skills, quality, belief, values, and attitude. Attitude has been further subdivided in all these different segments. So this is the impact of metamind management. We are trying to manage ourself. That is what I mean, metamind management, a multi-dimensional grooming of ourselves which you require. That is metamind management. For individuals, it optimizes your potential, maximize your personal and professional productivity. You will feel that something is going very good. It enhances your quality of life, experience the freedom to live life on your own terms, develop the wisdom to define those terms well. These are at individual level. For educational institutions, you become, I have underlined it, you become a brand ambassador for your institution and a successful brand also. You try to become a brand. Institutions are trying to become a brand institution. Brands should be something like, without advertising, without having big flags and hoardings, people know you. That kind of thing you develop when you meet people in and around, that will maximize your productivity at individual, at team level, at institutional level, at organizational level. That's why these things are taught it too, even good managers. I told you I have attended many programs at Hyderabad, So this was all blend of these kind of things, which we don't talk in our day-to-day teaching care. Our delivery style, again I came to teaching, delivery style is very important. We belong to VAC, visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Visual people believe in seeing, auditory people believe in hearing, and kinesthetic people believe in doing. Your body language and voice go hand in hand. Body language and voice. That is very important. What you say and how do you say? The same statement I can get from two students, from two young teachers, and I can predict their whole career. I can predict their whole course plan. So your voice, speed and tone, your body language. Earlier we are organizing many such lessons for our teachers who are joining BIT 10 years ago. Now I think we have stopped. I was part of that system. I was giving good induction program. I was organizing this kind of induction. Verbal, vocal, and visual. 3V communication. Verbal, you understand 70%. Vocal, 38%. When you are visual with body language, you understand maximum. This is the data which we have for visuals among us, among a mass, among population. We have 35% visual, 25% auditories who believe in hearing. They believe only when they hear, but 40% maximum they believe seeing and hearing, both. Kinesthetic, they act on what they feel. They get more information from touch, emotion, and get instinct. And so this is the NLP system, neuro linguistic programming. It is not my plan. It's all education system. Educationists have developed it, which each teacher, each subject teacher need to know it. This class management time is also important for all of us. We lecture 60%, but you please see what you do. Don't you keep teaching till last second of your class of 1 hour or 50 minutes. You please have some time for these activities as well. That is going to add good flavor to your overall teaching career. So that's why I told you let it be a two-way process. You look into that after the class, really what's the retention capacity of our student. This is also important to understand, share pedagogic research evidence. You see, lecturing, reading, audiovisual, demonstration, discussion, teach others. Don't you feel as a student, when you are sitting in the class, you understand something in this area. But when you teach some subject to your classmate, he came to your room that you see, I have not understood what my teacher was saying. Please explain. So one student explained to other. That is called, syndicate learning. That is a syndicate learning. So that is 90%. So what kind of strategy you have in your class, in your discussion, that is very important. So look at your class, give them time to understand, be observer, because you're a mentor. You should be around. You don't assign and go away for the cup of tea. No, you should be there. I have seen in the foreign universities, they do like this. Even the teacher is sitting and sipping a cup of coffee, even the students are sipping a cup of coffee in the class there, which I felt, very bad 15 years ago, that you see the students are taking coffee in the class before teacher, because we had our Indian mentality, but no issue, it doesn't matter. You sit in a corner, you are a mentor, you take and discuss the thing, you give them opportunity to have like this. Soft skill plays very important role. By soft skill, I don't mean only something what you get soft skill. It's a bundle of personality trait, your social values, facility, your language, habits, friendliness. Many people you will find, in spite of a lot of what you call initiative, they are not becoming friendly. So these are all your have any things which make you popular. Your optimistic nature. Don't be pessimistic. नहीं नहीं ये तो होगा ही नहीं. You have not yet started and somebody is saying no, 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 it will never happen. No, let us try. Let us work out. Let us see tomorrow what will happen. Soft skill complements hard skill, which are very important today. Soft skill is very important today to support your technical requirement of every job. So the soft skill is a bundle of what you call all these things that is important. So we need more and better trained teachers, academic leaders, especially in higher education institutions. You are one of the higher education institution, you are working in university institute where we need good leaders. And these leaders are being chosen from this lot. Higher education system continue to grow and diversify. Every day we are having new branches, new department. We need key performers. From where we are going to get it? They need good, excellent performance with very innovative mind. So we have to train our effective managers and academic leaders. That is what I am trying to do at this platform, and I am trying to find a few from IFS Moga Institute of Pharmacy. Role of leadership. Leadership drives the system. System brings the result. I hope it is clear. So your role is very important to drive the system. And once you have learned to drive the system, automatically result will keep coming if you have established a good system. Leadership style and behavior. Your style, approaches of leadership and behavior is important. They are directly associated with effectiveness in higher education. If your behavior is not good, probably your behavior and your approaches, that is very important. See, so core leadership skill in higher education, your vision and cooperation, always leading by example, observation, and reflection. This requires for university institution governance. Leadership versus management. Management, I don't mean the management of any college, it's a generic term. Managers do things right, try to understand. These are all self explanatory slides. Managers do things right, leaders do the right thing. I hope I am clear to you. Managers see their role within an authority and reporting hierarchy. Huh? Senior bosses. Managers react and control. Managers seek and follow direction. However, all leaders need good managers. All leaders need good managers. So, being leader, we need to develop someone in our institution also. Don't keep everything in your one. Principal should not keep all the files in one room. That everything decided in the. Take people around, make a team, and always let it be a teamwork. Let people feel that they are equally important. Their consent is important. I tell you, your institution will keep growing. Leadership work on the system, not just in the system. Managers are working in the system. Leadership create and seize opportunities. You are a leader, you are not guided by any rule. You are a strategy. You are at the helm of affair. You have to strategize things. Leaders challenge and change organizational rules. You have to become like that. Leaders inspire and energize. You have to be vibrant. When people meet you, they should feel that, you see, he was here till 11 o'clock night, and today again 8 o'clock here, he is here. What energy this man has, You will get energized. Leaders coach and empower new leaders. Very important. Don't be sadist. That what I know, that is the ultimate. Nobody should know it. Please share. Please share and share with others. Key leadership of institution, relationship, facilitation, humor and happiness, very important. Don't always look sad and unhappy people. Nobody will dare to come before you. So always try to become like this. These are few characters which doesn't lead to good satisfaction. Always lead to dissatisfaction. Your aggressive management style, bureaucratic attitude. Again, I go with example. Don't become the officer of what you call secretariat. Lack of sensitivity, non-participative approaches. Somebody is talking in a meeting, okay, keeping quiet and looking at your mobile. Many a times I see, I have told my juniors, when you don't want to wish someone, you start looking at mobile as if, what important messages have come at that point of time when someone is passing there by. So these are the characters people have developed these days, and that is not good. Effective leadership, your personal integrity. Personal integrity is nothing like which you develop in what you call overnight or 1 hour. It's a lifetime achievement. It's a lifetime achievement. Recently, I had a golden jubilee function in our institute. Our department completed 50 years. I had invited all alumni from 1972. All, they came with their grandchildren and children. Even my students whom I started teaching in 1983, they are having their own children and all, grandsons, They were sitting in the big hall and they clapping, I became really emotional and I told them that I'm so happy to see my lifetime achievement award. Nobody has given me lifetime, but you all have given me my lifetime achievement award. You all are so well blessed. President, vice president, professor in University of Minnesota, here and there. I became so happy to see my students. I cannot express in words at this point of time. So always, all these things are due to your personal integrity, flexible attitude, compassion, entrepreneurial. Always try to encourage these people. Leading leaders, it is not leadership is not just a position or charisma. It's a will and a skill. Your willpower must be very strong. of course supported by a skill. University leaders build the relationship. Leadership as a relationship, it's about direction, negotiating the vision. It's about integration, making a stars into a team. Huh? An institution as having 30 teachers, from them, they have to select something like this. Mediation, setting leadership conflicts. Education, teaching the educated. Teaching the educated. When you are a principal, you are handling 30 PhD people. They are all very educated. But over and above, you have to be more educated, you have to be more thoughtful, and you have to manage in a way that institution goes beyond. Motivational, representation, trust creation, capitalize your leaders. When you are able to create trust among your stakeholders, you have capitalized your leadership. The essence of leadership lies in compelling communication. I told you earlier. So, communication is very important material, and leadership is nothing but a contract we sign. It is a decision, make it. It's a community, connect with this. It's an obligation, step up. It's a hard work, get tough to do it. Now, at, after having all this discussion about pedagogical concept with regard to teachers connected with me at this moment, followed by some flavor of your leadership, I ask you a few questions. Do you see yourself as an academic leader or academic administrator? Have you thought about your vision of academic leadership? आपने कुछ सोचा आप क्या करना चाहते हैं? How do you define and frame power within that vision? अगर आपको पावर दिया जाए, पावर आपको डेलीगेट किया जाए, आप हाउ विल यू वर्क? What responsibility do leaders have to act as equity change agents? These are the questions which is put before the class, before the department, before the institution, before the organization. And the answer lies in very simple words, that how do you want to be remembered as a leader? How do you want to remember by in years to come that Professor X he was the best principal of IFSCP. He was the best vice chancellor of this university. He was the best director of that institute. That you please decide, and you will be remembered. You will be having your own image due to very simple words which I have put here under 3 P's. What are it? Your policy, your practice, and your procedure. Today I am heading an institution. I have placed a policy. People are practicing it. Procedure has been developed. A template has been made. Things are going fine. For years, people will keep remembering me after 10 years, 20 years also, that he was such a professor, he was such a head, that NIRF was this 7, or NIRF was 10 or 20 or 1 or 3. You will be remembered for that. So these are it all about your policy, practice, and so, my dear friends, leadership is an action, not a position. You don't feel that you will get a air conditioned room and this car and a good bungalow, and it's an action. It's an action. Even if you don't get these things, you can be a leader. So, new regulation, in our case, new regulation will build on momentum in improving teachers' training, which will lead to give good leaders, good academic leaders, good leaders for our higher education system. And all these things have been very well documented in our National Education Policy 2020. I don't know how many of you have gone through this document. It's a very voluminous document which we keep reading here and there, and we are trying to adopt many of these components here and there as and when possible. So, this joining hands, industry academia partnership is very important. This is just a example, something like this, that is very important. Today, we are many institutions are not getting very good industrial projects. Why? Because academia are not able to deliver good result on time, because they cannot wait for you. Meanwhile, somebody else will come out with the product and they will market and the whole thing, because commerce is there. In our teaching and teacher and taught relation, commerce is not there. But ultimately, when result is this our result of research or our result of project is there, I mean, our what do you call, time bound. It must be time bound, and you should be able to deliver things. And you should be aware about all these good practices for accreditation and all these good agencies which they consider. Why? Many colleges I have seen the red color blink, A plus plus. It is a NAC accredited A plus. They have given a big board on the main gate only, and when you go inside, you find things signed as very savvy, dirty things, dirty lab, dirty sink. White sink is there, a lot of dirty. Why don't you ask the student that you don't make this sink dirty? It's white, let it be white. Why don't you give some minus mark to a student who are making your wash basin dirty? In some institution, I had an inspection. I saw a lot of, battle. People have taking pan and all. They have, what kind of thing is there? So all these quality parameters, quality habits, quality attitudes must be built up. For here, your collaboration, etc., is very important. Nobody is self-sufficient. I am not self-sufficient. I join hands with the people. It is not. It was not required to annex over here these slides, but just to sensitize my young teachers, young faculties, practicing faculties. I brought these slides from my personal assessment, that what exactly we have done and how we have done. I tell you, when I joined in 1983 BIT Mesra, I was 25 years old. Raw, I started learning. I did PhD. I started guiding students, M.Pharm, PhD. I started learning how to write a project. I started learning how to write a paper. Then I became mentor. Then I got so many projects. I got so many publications. It's all gradual, a very hard work with the good guidance of our teachers. I have got many mentors, not only the mentors who has taught me in my B Farm days or M Farm days or BHU days or this day. Each and every person who comes in your life and you get inspired by him, he or she is your this thing. So try to have. Initially, I did a lot of AICTE, UGC, MRP, minor project 80,000 rupees, major project 5,000, how much? 5 lakhs rupees or 10 lakhs rupees. After some time, I got good Indo-German projects, maybe in crores, collaborated with few German universities, collaborated with other universities, along with few Indian universities also. And I got this opportunity, my dear friends. I was not able to believe that how did it happen. But ultimately, God is great. I believe in God. God is great. Always you get result of your good, what you call, hard work. This was a picture I have kept, in my slides. This was a kickoff meeting I attended on 13th of October 2010 at 9th IQAC meeting in Lübeck, Germany, with Professor Hilgen Feld, my partner. He is my partner who is in the middle, and he was the president of ICAR, International Consortium of Antivirals. So, these are very memorable moments in my life which I wanted to share with you. So, that's why, Not moving. Okay. My partner yes, my partner Hilgenfeld. Still, I am connected with this gentleman. He is not a pharmacy person. He is a biophysicist, but he knows a lot of drug discovery. I have seen the department, views department, University of Lübeck. He is another partner, Bruno Canoid. Many of you might be doing drug discovery, working on different target. You look into that, you go to PDB site and you see how many targets, how many crystal structures this gentleman has given. He was my partner. I have visited his university, Aix Marseille. I mean, this thing, Marseille, near Paris. He is there. So, ultimately I came in contact. It was a picture when I had gone to Vienna, Austria to give a talk on my collaborative discussion. Another partner who is collaborated with this. They're all collaborative partners. Either he visited here or I visited their places. They're all anti-cancer because after that, based upon my some initial work, I got good UGC UKRI and having collaboration with the Montfort University, Lister UK. It is all collaborative attitude. Bob, he was this thing. Different targets, different molecules, different products, lot of failures, lot of success, CNS publications, initial publication, sometimes Indian drugs or sometimes what you call IJPR or something like. After that, ultimately in my lifetime I could publish the maximum impact factor, something like 9 plus biology or something, Journal of Medicinal Chemistry, etc. And all these things are possible with the help of my good student. A student, I don't mean only my M.Pharm and PhD student. A student you groom right from the first day when they enter into your department. I mean, not your own student. They are coming from other institution also. But you have to very selective, choosy. You have to groom them. He's a Japanese fellow who came from Germany for a meeting. He was a group leader in my collaborator's place. He was here to study something because they don't have good synthetic lab. Here we had a very good lab. He is another fellow, my PhD, a scholar. Not a scholar, he was later on faculty. Now he is in Boston, US. Another a scholar, I mean, he did PhD with me, Venkatesan. He is professor now in the department only. Another PhD scholar. Now he is a very senior, medical writer, PhD. He is working for IICT, Hyderabad, scientist. He is also working as scientist. He is working in pharma companies as senior manager. So, ultimately when you meet these friends, I mean, this is a random sampling. Random sampling because I had a picture. They had given me a picture because they had clicked this picture in my lab. It was a lab only, kind lab. So I kept this picture. Many other students are 1,100 of students are there who have really given good opportunity to me, and equally I have given good opportunity to them. But my dear friends, I'm just nearing. Keep patience for 2-3 minutes. What I told you and what we need to do, it's a there is no there should be a proper coordination, and this coordination brings a lot of stress and it takes time also. Initially, when you place some good system, good, I told you about 3P: policy, practice, procedure. Initially, when you put a policy or procedure, people will react. I made a system. All research scholars should sign the attendance register. Now, of course, it is biometric. Those it is attendance by 8:30. My research scholars started running by bike, cycle, etc. to sign. Earlier, what they were doing? They were coming at 10 o'clock, 10:30, 9:30. I told them, these labs are open at 7:30 for whom? Whether teachers will come and start working. These labs, you are the component, live component, who should be here at 8:30 to make it vibrant. And labs should be open till 10:30, 11 o'clock. Initially, I put a policy, I make it this thing. I did it all these things. And after that, it became a system. The people who are not doing, they also started copying. I think you can talk to many of my students in and around. So initially, denial will be there. Don't worry. Keep patience. After some time, all these people will be in confusion. They will be in a confusion that what sir is saying, what director is saying, what VC is saying is really confusion. And after confusion, they will be in a position to renew towards acceptance, not accepted. And ultimately, they will accept, and it will lead to contentment. So this is the plot between stress and time. A lot of time is taken. Stress gradually, stress goes down, and ultimately, but it is time taking. Fact. So take home message is A teacher who facilitates active learning among the students become an active learner himself. He experiences grains of discoveries in many projects. He mentors, she mentors generation of students who can become innovators, entrepreneurs, leaders, administrators, and teachers. Today, at this point of time, I'm approaching 65. I am happy to say, I told you earlier that when I see my students, my alumni, they're all very well developed entrepreneurs. Nutrify, the company you go to Nutrify, its CEO is my student, Amit Srivastava. Very good leaders in pharma, senior vice president, president, director, R&D director, teachers, professors. So these are all our ultimate things. A teacher must be a super effective multitasker with eyes in the back and sides of the head. How many eyes? Not two eyes. You should have eyes in the back and sides also. Altogether, you should have five eyes. Not teachers, any administrator, any manager, any leader, all these things should have. So, my dear friends, you look at my friend, he is a teacher, she is a teacher. Being a teacher is not so easy, not so easy. So, unless you practice all these things together with good humor and happiness, with good commitment, probably that will never lead to make you good leader, good academic leader, good leader to serve you. So ultimately, another important message: strong upright moral values. I hope you understand. A strong upright moral values, upright, very erect moral values, very very important. In all these things are very you will be comfortable if you are having good moral values. So this is what we need to practice. Nobody is born. If I say, have I achieved? No, 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 no. I may be little more than you, more than someone else. I'm yet to achieve many more things. I yet to practice. Every day I learn. Every day I learn something or other from my people, from my student, from my scholar, from me. Even I learn from my first year a student also many a times something new, and I try to understand. I learn from my children. My children, they are 37, 33 years old. They sometimes teach me, Papa ji, you don't understand this. Yes, but I don't understand. Please let me know because we are people from old generation. So learning, keep it on. Learn it properly with all moral values. This is my institute where I have been putting my effort to good students, good alumni to this world. You are most welcome sometime whenever you get time for some of the program or in whatever way. If I am able to help you, to support you, I will be happy to guide you whatever way. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your very informative guidance to the budding teachers. This will definitely very helpful for us, and we will adopt in our uh, teaching practice. So, thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and for your blessings for young professionals. And I also thankful to all the dignitaries, Dr. Shailesh Narayan sir and other one. I request to all the listeners and viewers for put your queries and questions in comment box if any. We will be reply soon. Thank you. Thank you to all.
So we can take leave now, Dr. Balak.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, Balak.
Thank you, sir.
Uh,
Thank you,
yeah,
sir.
Dr. Balak Das Kurmi. I met him for the first time at University of Guru Jameshwar, and I found a lot of zeal and ambition and commitment in this young gentleman, and I'm happy to see him here. He's putting his best effort, and I hope he will keep doing good things in future. Balak, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm grateful to your management and each one of you, due to whom I could interact with all of you. I told you in the beginning, I become very happy when I meet my older student and my colleagues around, and I'm very happy if I can be of any help, any use to you. What I have learned, it is for you only. I want to spread this message to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
I'm happy to see, 1 minute, Balak, I'm happy to see my senior, Dr. Tapas Raj Chaudhary here. Uh, I take this opportunity to express my gratefulness. Dr. Tapas Raj Chaudhary was my senior when I was a B Pharma student at BIT Mesra. He was 3 years senior to me. He is a retired manager from Johnson and Johnson, and a great lover of all these academia and all this discussion. Really, I am thankful to you, my big brother. That is very important. Naresh and all this. I see Preeti, I know Preeti and Bhavik and all the people whosoever is connected with me. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tapas sir, for joining us.